House Graven always one listens and answers with song. Through shadows deep, strange things creep, the watch of the heavens long. Yo, listeners, gather near tonight for raven circles, fields bright, where Richmond once in darkness lay, and frightened youths chased away. The witch they knew was Crazy Hazel, with screaming voice and eyes unstable. A barn alone beside the land, and terror waiting close at hand. Stay until the tale is through, and raven asks, is now of you. When homes replace the haunting ground, the ancient spirits still stay bound. If strange encounters stir your mind, subscribe and seal with Raven's Guide. Throw Raven a line, ghostboardadventures at gmail.com. Raven reads what mortals sing, especially messages your journeys end. The year was 1975, when Lunar Island breathed alive. The farmland stretching dark and wide, with restless waters had inside. Before the malls and wealthy streets, before the polished concrete sheets, before the parks and schools appeared, the island still was strange and feared. Long country roads to darkness wound, with ditches cut into the ground. And Raven knows what spirits keep, where rugged waters twist and creep. The water carries whispers fly, beneath the moon every star. The sailor once was 50 years, before the storm and blazing fear. And riding with him through the night was Norm, who laughed at ghostly fright. A German boy both proud and loud, who mocked strange stories to the crowd. Though years ahead cruel flames would rise, and smoke would close around his eye. Though fate may walk both slow and grim, but quietly preparing him. But not that night, no, not that night, for roaring through the roads they came, inside a car of wildcat fame. A Buick beast with engine fast, a 425 built for fast. It did not howl or softly purr, it growled in something primitive style. The sailor first inside the home, stood waiting there a while alone. And there he met the mother stern, whose words arrived with some concern. Stand where I see you, thus she cried, and steal no thing while here inside. The sailor stood and mused yet sore, for youth has heard such things before. When Farmy Norm appeared downstairs, they left beneath the evening air. The sailor laughed and teased his friend. Does your dear mother always send accusations toward your crew? And think we steal a thing or two? Norm rolled his eyes and shook his head. That woman's crazy, thus he said. Then through the Richmond roads they toward darker places far from shore. The wildcat filled with girls and boys, with smoke and drink and youthful noise. The windows lowered to them breathed, while music wandered through the trees. Now Raven knows your hearts adore the edge of danger's hidden doors, especially boys who loudly claim that fear itself's a foolish game. Toward Terra Nova now they drove, before the wealthy homes arose. Back then the land was fields alone, empty sky, and wings that moan. One giant barn stood dark and bare, without a single light nearby there. No house, no farmland, no lantern glow, just endless dark and fields below. Norm stopped the wildcat near the place, and silence settled through the space. The kind that presses through the head, the kind that fills the soul with dread. Then Norm turned with delightful grin, as Eddie heard of Crazy Hazel. The sailor had not heard the name, and thought perhaps it's just a game. But Norm leaned back with eager pride. Darker meaning filled the ride. He said the witch, named Crazy Hazel, once ruled the fields and every stable. The barn belonged to her, the land, the ditches, every stone. Though she died in years gone by, some claimed her spirit did not die. They whispered she still haunted them, appealing to the fools who dare to trespass on her cursed ground, where screaming ghosts sometimes fly. Then Nora pointed toward the barn. Daddy cried in reckless turn. Is why we came here all tonight, to see if Hazel shows her sight. The laughter slowly faded that from girls and boys pretending brave, for ghostly tales beside the dark and quickly chill the boldest heart. Yet Norm enjoyed their growing fear and mocked the trembling spreading here. He laughed and called them fright tricks, delighted by his clever tricks. Wonderful, so thought Norm, until the darkness changed its form. A sudden flash split through the night, exploding near the barn in light. Not lightning from the clouds above, nor headlights from the approaching light. The fields erupted, bright as flame. Then suddenly, the screaming came. A bear-child cry, both sharp and wild, that fills each woman, man, and child. The kind of sound that chills the bone and mindless the bravest feel alone. Then from the darkness, rushing dust, appeared a figure wild and loud. Long hair flew madly through the air, the glowing eyes, vicious stare. One arm raised high, a staff-like cane, while screaming through the fields insane. Leave now, leave now, leave now. The wildcat froze in fear complete, while pounding terror skipped the beat. Crazy Hazel, or so they thought, and every frightened soul there caught believed the legend now was real, with all the horror the spirits feel. The sailor swore she loved to lie, not misty shade nor ghost control. Real, too real. And Nora, who laughed moments before, now looked afraid down to the floor. Ah, yes, the loudest skeptic often finds the deepest fear inside their minds. Then all the time began to shout, "Drive, Norm, drive! Get us out!" Norm slammed the wildcat into gear, while roaring thunder filled the rear. The mighty engine awoke once more and tore them from that haunted shore. No laughter now remained inside, no teasing words, no foolish pride. The legend had become too near, and every soul believed through fear. Yet Raven wonders deep and still, what truly walked that distant yell. A spirit bound unto the land, a living soul with staff in hand, a lonely woman guarding round, or something darker near there was found. For now the barn is long since gone, and modern Richmond carries on, with schools and pubs, where shadows stood, and wealthy homes where farmland would. Yet land where numbers would has passed, and some old legends always last. So Raven asked the listeners near, has anyone else seen strange things there? In old Richmond, families know of Crazy Hazel long ago. The shadows linger near the park, when Terra Nova streets grow dark. And if the witch once ruled that place, perhaps she still walks there in grace or fury. True Raven alive at ghostpodadventures at gmail.com. And tell what stories you recall. For Raven watches, Raven hears, Raven remembers through the year. What you forget, Raven, through fire and in Raven, nevermore, nevermore, nevermore.